thanks for having invited me, even if just virtually, but I'm very happy to be taking part into this BLED event, of which Tony has talked to me for long, and I'm very unhappy of not being there with you. Tony asked me to talk about how because I started as a PR professional a very long time ago, profession is changing today, and how the governance of stakeholder is changing towards being more strategic and more demanded by the financial institutions and stakeholders all over the world. This is happening. My experience, I've become a change management professional now, but stakeholders are always there in my mind. My experience is that the language is changing today a lot, because we are not talking about intangibles anymore. We're talking about something that is becoming very tangible into the perception of the financial markets. Not only on the financial markets, we know Greta, we know many other stakeholders, we know new young generation of customers that are facing different challenges and that are exporting these challenges they are facing into their market choices, as well as employees in organization. There is no employee today who's not very touched in an induction program that is not focused on sustainability related issues. So it's not only the language that is changing. We're not talking about CSR anymore. We've not been talking about CSR for a long time now. We've been talking about environmental sustainability for a bit and about sustainability for a while. We are now today talking a lot about ESG. In my opinion, ESG is missing one E, the economic and financial E, because the four dimensions are totally and strongly connected, totally integrated, fully integrated. So in terms of languages, to talk about ESG, I think, is a little bit too little. We should talk about multi-capital in the sense that we should integrate all forms of capitals, all forms of values, and not only the ESG, but the ESG with the economics and financial into the same kind of approach and decision making. So in terms of substance of what the changes that investors are asking for, institutional investors are very present, financial markets are very present on this issue. They are writing letters to corporates. All the main institutional investors for the last 4 years, from BlackRock to Vanguard to State Street, have been writing, and of course sovereign investors have been writing to boards of directors and to CEOs about the need to protect, in a way, companies that they are managing and governing from short-term pressures. So they are asking boards to become a defense guard towards the short-term pressures that markets and CEOs sometimes are more used to go for. So we're not talking, when we talk about the pressure on investors on this side and of stakeholders at large, we really have to think that they are not interested only in the information we give them, and PR professionals are very focused on information, of course, on non-financial information. But they are asking companies to start from information to go for decisions that have to become multi-capital. And they're kicking off with information to go for transformation. So decision has to be acted differently in a multi-capital perspective, and behaviors have to be transformed consequently. So information is just a way to kick off a journey of transformation. It's not the outcome of something. It's simply the kickoff of a process of transformation. So in terms of substance, sustainability and integrated reports are just one step of, in my opinion, a 5-step journey of change, of transformation, that as an outcome produces an integrated strategy plan. So the real storytelling today we should be covering and be interested in is not only and not limited to the reporting of organizations, but has to go into the strategy, into this industrial plan of the company. And we cannot be outside the construction of the industrial plan. Strategies have to consider that materiality is their tool, not the sustainability professional tool. Strategies have to consider that stakeholder governance is their process, not the PR professional process. Strategies have to consider that multi-capital decision-making, strategies and operations are the goal, the core of a strategy plan. In terms of governance, this has certain implications, because of course boards that were lagging on this are being asked by institutional investors to become inspirers and sponsors of these transformations. And I work a lot on governance and board of directors. They do not have a clue about what leadership on these issues is. So we have to really create some sort of an accompany process for boards in order for them to understand, become aware, develop capabilities, and become leaders and inspirers of the transformations. And finally, the CEO. The CEO has been, till today, when considering stakeholder issues, stakeholder-related issues, the leader of compliance. So he's led by compliance. He's very focused sometimes on ethics, unless he's a great inspirational leader like Paul Polman in Unilever. He's usually very focused on compliance. And sustainability is a way to achieve compliance. He has to change as well. He has to become the leader of the transformation because he receives a different mandate from the board of directors in this perspective. So the whole company changes, and we as PR professionals have a very strong role to act in this perspective if we become aware and capable of leading and contributing and facilitating this transformation. So good luck.